The sun hung low over the dusty highway outside Willow Creek, Arizona, painting the chrome of a dozen Harleys in warm gold. The group called themselves the Iron Brotherhood, not the infamous Hells Angels everyone whispered about, but a local chapter of tough tattooed riders who lived by their own code. They had pulled into Joe's roadside diner for coffee and eggs after a long night ride. Laughter rolled off their leather vests as Tank, the biggest of them with arms like tree trunks, teased Jax about his latest failed date. Then the door slammed open so hard the bell jingled wildly. A little girl, no more than 7, burst in barefoot, her pink dress torn at the hem, cheeks streaked with tears and road dust. Her dark curls were wild, eyes wide with terror. She scanned the room, spotted the bikers, and ran straight to them without hesitation. "Please, please help," she cried, voice cracking like thin ice. "They're beating my mama. He's hurting her bad. Please, mister, come quick." The diner went dead silent. Forks hovered mid-air. Truckers at the counter turned. Even the jukebox seemed to pause. Tank was the first to move. He dropped to one knee so he was eye level with her, his massive frame suddenly gentle. "Hey kiddo, slow down. Who's hurting your mama?" The girl grabbed his leather sleeve with tiny shaking hands. Her boyfriend, Jake. He's drunk again. He hit her with his belt. She's crying on the floor. I ran all the way here. Please. She's bleeding." Jack stood up so fast his chair scraped back. "Where, little one? Tell us exactly where." "The blue trailer, down Pine Hollow Road, behind the old oak tree. Number 14. "Hurry, please hurry." Tears spilled fresh. "She told me to hide, but I couldn't leave her." Mason, the chapter president, quiet, gray-streaked beard, eyes like steel, nodded once. "Tank, Jax, Rico, mount up. The rest of you stay with her. Get her some water, something to eat." "No!" the girl screamed, clutching Tank's arm tighter. "Don't leave me. He might come looking. Please take me with you." Tank looked at Mason. Mason gave a small nod. "All right, sweetheart, you ride with Tank. He'll keep you safe." In seconds, engines roared to life outside. The girl climbed onto Tank's Harley, tiny arms wrapped around his waist, face buried in his broad back. The convoy tore out of the lot, gravel spitting, headed for Pine Hollow. The trailer sat crooked on cinder blocks, screen door hanging off one hinge. From inside came muffled thuds and a woman's broken sobs. "Stay here, kid," Tank whispered, lifting the girl down and handing her to Rico, behind the bike. "Don't move." They approached quietly at first. Then the door flew open. A big man, Jake, stumbled out, shirt unbuttoned, belt dangling from his fist, knuckles red. He saw the bikers and sneered. "What the hell do you want? This ain't your business." Mason stepped forward, voice low and even. "It became our business the second that little girl ran to us crying." "Where's the woman?" Jake laughed, ugly and mean. "Inside, where she belongs. Now get lost before I—" He never finished. Tank moved like lightning for a man his size. One hand clamped around Jake's throat, lifting him off the ground. "You like hitting women? Try me." Jax and Rico pushed past into the trailer. Inside, Sarah, Hannah's mom, lay curled on the linoleum, lips split, eye swelling shut, blood on her shirt. She looked up, terrified at first, then saw the leather vests. "Hannah," she whispered, voice hoarse. "She's safe, ma'am," Jax said softly, kneeling. "We got her outside. We're getting you out of here." Sarah started crying harder. He said if I left he'd find us. He always does." "Not this time," Rico growled, helping her up gently. "Come on." Outside, Jake was on his knees now, Tank's boot on his back. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone at the diner had called the cops. Mason crouched in front of Sarah as she stepped out, Hannah running to hug her legs. "You don't have to be scared anymore. We'll make sure he doesn't. I'm near you two again." Sarah looked at the circle of bikers. Scary on the outside, but right now, the safest people she'd ever seen. Why are you helping us? You don't even know us." Hannah answered before anyone else. "Because they're good guys, Mama. I knew it when I saw them. They have big hearts under the leather." Tank chuckled, wiping a tear from the girl's cheek. "Listen to the kid. She's smarter than all of us. The police arrived. Jake was cuffed, snarling threats that died when Tank stared him down. Statements were taken. Sarah and Hannah were checked by paramedics. The bikers stayed, every single one, until the ambulance left with mother and daughter. But that wasn't the end. Weeks later, the Iron Brotherhood hadn't forgotten. They showed up at the women's shelter where Sarah and Hannah had been placed. Tank carried a pink bicycle with training wheels. Jax had a helmet painted with stars. Rico brought groceries. Thought the little one might want to learn to ride, Tank said gruffly. Can't have her running everywhere on foot. Hannah squealed, hugging his leg. Thank you, Mr. Tank. You're my favorite giant. Sarah wiped her eyes. I don't know how to repay you. No repayment needed, Mason said. Just promise me, if he ever gets out, if he ever tries anything, you call us. Day or night. We're family now. Months passed. Sarah found a job at the diner where it all started. Hannah drew pictures of big bikes, of men in leather holding her hand, of her mama smiling without bruises. One Sunday the bikers rolled up again. Hannah ran out with a folded paper. She handed it to Tank. It was a crayon drawing. A little girl on a motorcycle, hugging a giant biker. With thank you for saving my mama in wobbly letters. Tank stared at it a long time. His voice cracked. Damn, kid. You trying to make me cry in front of my brothers? Hannah grinned. You're allowed to cry. Heroes cry too. The group laughed, but it was softer now. They sat with Sarah and Hannah at a picnic table, sharing stories, burgers, and root beer floats. For the first time in years, Sarah felt safe. Hannah felt protected. And the Iron Brotherhood? They discovered something new about themselves, that under the rumble of engines and the weight of their pasts, they still had room for a scared little girl and her mama. Word spread through Willow Creek. People who once crossed the street when the bikers rode by now waved. The diner put up a photo on the wall, Hannah on Tank's bike, grinning ear to ear, because sometimes the toughest-looking men are the ones who step up when a child cries for help. And sometimes a single desperate run down a dirt road changes everything.